Hello everyone, this is the video that you're looking for if you want to get your documents attested from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Islamabad. So you have to watch the full video in order to get the complete details about how to get your documents attested from MoFA. So this is the complete video about the process, and you'll get to know every detail about the whole process. So let's get started. I'll tell you step-by-step procedure. Step number 1 is getting to know the requirements and timings. And step number 2 is getting the ticket. Step number 3 is getting the application form. Step number 4 is getting the token number. Step number 5 is submitting your documents. And step number 6 is receiving your documents. So let's talk about these steps in detail. First of all, requirements. So these are some of the requirements that you have to meet. And number 1 is to bring your original document to be attested with you, as no photocopies will be accepted by MoFA. So if you want to get your educational documents attested, you have to bring them with you, like your metric, FSC, bachelor's, master's degrees. You have to bring them with you, the original documents. So, and the requirement number 2, which is also kind of an important requirement, is to have your metric and intermediate documents attested from IBCC first. So IBCC, those of you who don't know about it, you have to watch another video on IBCC document attestation. But it is an institution here in Islamabad, and you have to go there to get your metric and FSC degrees transcripts attested from IBCC. So in order to so for MoFA attestation, you need to have IBCC attestation first. Similarly, requirement number 3 is BS and onward degrees must be attested from HCC. So you need to make sure that you have these 2 attestations prior to getting your documents attested from MoFA. So you need to have these 2 attestations. And number 4th requirement is all other documents must also be attested from respective authorities. So there can be some other documents like the marriage certificate, the character certificate. So these are some of the other documents. So these need to be attested from their respective authorities as well, and you also need to bring these certificates in original. I mean, no photocopies will be accepted. So let's move on to the timings. As I told you earlier, the timing starts at 7:30, 5 days a week, and early bird gets the worm. I need to remind you again that you have to go there as early as possible. There's a huge crowd that has come there for document attestation, so you have to go there early, because if you get late, you're going to be there till like 5 or 6 in the evening. So the post office also closes by 12 p.m. and you need to have the tickets for document attestation. After 12 p.m. post office is not going to issue you the tickets, so you have to have the tickets for document attestation. And there is a huge line, a queue to get the tickets, which I'm going to show you in the video that's coming up next. But first, so you have to go there before 12 p.m. to get the tickets. And the official timing of MoFA Council Hall is 4 p.m. After this time, the entry gates are closed and entry is not allowed past this time. But you don't need to worry, because if you are inside the hall and you have submitted your documents, you can get your documents even if it's 5 p.m. in the evening or 6 p.m. I mean, if you have submitted your documents, you're going to get the documents back on the same day. So there's also a break, and the timings of break are from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and the documents once submitted for attestation will be returned on the same day, irrespective of the timing. So you need to make sure you go there early, otherwise it is going to take all your day. And so let's talk about some links, and I will share these links in the description as well. Number 1 link is the location of Council Hall MoFA. So this link will be provided in the description. You can click on it and this will give you the exact location of the counselor hall. But first you need to park your car. So there are two areas. One is just in front of the counselor hall, parking area number 1, and the link will take you there. But this location, this parking area is usually full and you don't find the parking space there. So there is another area, parking area 2, and this link will take you to another parking area where there is plenty of space for parking and it will save your time. So step number 2 is getting the tickets. So this is the video where you have to get in the queue in order to get the tickets from the post office. You have to watch this. So you can see there's a huge crowd gathered here and they're standing in line to get the post office tickets which are required by MoFA for document attestation. So there's a long queue to get these tickets. So getting the tickets from the post office near the counselor hall of MoFA, you'll have to present your documents. Like I said, you have to bring your original documents and then you have to present your documents at the counter of post office to get the tickets accordingly. So there are different types of tickets. So you need to present your documents and they will issue you the tickets accordingly. For metric and intermediate degrees, the ticket price is normally 10 rupees and for BS onward the ticket price is usually 25 rupees, and it is, as I told you earlier, there are different ticket types, so you need to present your documents and show them your documents to get the tickets accordingly. And another important thing, there is no other attestation fee for document attestation at MoFA. So unlike HEC and other institution like IBCC, etc., there is no attestation fee here except the buying the tickets. So once you get the tickets, the step number 3 is getting the application form. After getting the tickets, you will enter into the counselor hall, and on your right there is a counter. When you enter the hall, immediately to your right there is a counter that will issue you the application form. This is the first thing you need to do after entering the hall and getting your application form from the first counter on your right after entering the hall. The cost of this form is around 20 rupees. It is issued on first come first served basis. So once you get the form, the next step is to get in line, get in the queue to get the token number. So this is an important step. You have to have the token number in order to submit your documents. If you don't have the token, you cannot submit your documents. Ultimately, no attestation. So you have to get in line and get the token number. Meanwhile, you have to fill in the form that you take from first counter, and you have to fill in the form and get in the queue meant for obtaining tokens. Ladies can approach the token counter directly and fill out your application form. And the third step is to paste the tickets that you have gotten from the post office on the back side of your educational documents. So this is different. You have to paste the tickets on the back side of your educational documents, but the tickets are pasted on front side of non-educational documents. So there's also a chart on the wall, hanging on the wall of the counselor hall. You need to read that as well, just to make sure there's not that information in there which I'm not giving you already. So I am giving you all the important details, and you don't need to worry if you don't read that chart. But for safety purposes, or if you like, you can read that as well. And that will tell you about where to paste the tickets on your document. But this is the general method of pasting your tickets. So once you get the token, then you have to wait for your turn. There is plenty of space available, but it is normally full as the number of people is quite large. So once you get the token, you wait for your turn, and then the next step is to submit your documents on your turn. So you can have a seat until they call you by your number, and once your token number is called, you have to walk up to the respective counter. So there are 7 or 8 counters, and out of those 7 or 8 counters, 3 or 4 counters are meant for document submission. So you have to walk up to the respective counter. You have to make sure that you walk up to the right counter where your token number will be displayed on top. And ladies have a separate counter for document submission, but still they have to wait for their turn. So the next step is to submit your documents once your turn arrives, and after submitting your documents, you have to get back half of your token, that is the candidate copy, and this candidate copy will be required at the time of receiving your documents. So once you have submitted your documents, you have to wait for like half an hour or 1 hour normally, and this is the video that shows you the counters where you are going to receive your documents from. Let me play it for you. As you can see, there's a huge crowd gathered here, and it is going to be a little headache for you in order to make your way through all these people to reach those counters and get your documents. So these are the two counters. This one is the counter number 9. This one is the counter number 10. So after you submit your documents, you have to receive your documents. Pardon me for the headline. This is not submit, this is the receive. So receive your documents from counter number 9 and 10, which are on the outside of council hall. So the video that I showed you, you can see that these two counters are on the outside of the council hall, and the documents are returned randomly. I mean, there's not a series. The documents are returned just randomly. They will call out your number, and you have to go there and receive your documents. Ladies who have submitted the documents themselves will have to receive documents personally. So ladies, after submitting their documents, cannot go back to their homes and have someone else pick the documents up for them. So they have to pick the documents themselves, and they have a separate counter number 9, and counter 10 is for the men. So once your token number is called, you have to walk up to the respective counter and receive your documents. So this is the whole process. Let me tell you the summary. Number 1 is getting the tickets from post office. Number 2 is getting the application form. Number 3 is getting in line to get the token number. Number 4 is submit your documents. Number 5 is to receive your documents. So this is the whole process. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we'll meet again with another informative and interesting video. Till then, Allah Hafiz.